On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, it's about error handling in Python. You can learn the roles and usage of each block of error handling, such as the try block, through code. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. Error handling in Python is mainly done using the keywords try, except, else, and finally. Using these constructs enables you to respond appropriately when an error occurs in your program. Below, we will explain how to use each of them. Within the try block, you write the code you want to execute. If an error occurs within this block, program execution immediately transitions to the except block. This code is an example of detecting errors in a try block and appropriately handling them by catching either value error or zero division error. In the except block, you write the code that will execute when a specific exception, error, occurs. You can also catch specific exceptions depending on the type of exception that occurs. This code is an example of executing different handling for each type of exception in the except block when an error occurs in the try block. Specify a tuple when multiple exception classes can share the same handling logic. This code is an example of catching both index error and zero division error together and handling the exceptions in the same way. Omit the argument for except if you want to handle all types of exceptions in one block. However, handling specific exceptions rather than unconditionally catching all exceptions is more helpful for finding bugs and debugging. Whenever possible, explicitly handling only anticipated exceptions such as value error or type error will increase the robustness of your code. Else block is only executed if no errors occur within the try block. This code is an example where the else block is executed only if no error occurs in the try block. The finally block is used to write code that will always execute at the end, regardless of whether an error occurred in the try block. It is useful for releasing resources or performing cleanup tasks. This code is an example demonstrating that the finally block is executed regardless of whether an exception occurs or not. It is also possible to raise an exception using the raise keyword when certain conditions in existing code are not met. This code is an example of explicitly raising an exception using the raise keyword when a condition is not met. By handling errors in this way, you can prevent program crashes, display appropriate messages to the user, and continue with subsequent program processing. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. See you in the next video. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up.